Welcome to the Lounge with Travefy Academy, where we get to hear from travel industry voices and experts to learn more about their story and what they see on the horizon for travel professionals. And I'm Stephanie Grice, and our guest today is Tammy Levent, travel industry expert, but so excited to have you and one of my dear friends in the industry. So welcome to the Lounge, Tammy, and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. You know you are one of my favorites.
Yes.
This isn't recorded where everybody else can hear, right?
Yeah, everybody listen. No, it's so exciting. We've had you on various webinars in the past and all this stuff, but we had to pull together this podcast within a couple of weeks because we needed to talk about AI, ChatGBT, all of this stuff. It's such a big conversation in the industry and just everywhere right now. And it's really, I truly believe it, and I know you do too, Tammy, is how vital it is for everyone to understand how to use this and how to use this in your day-to-day life. So super excited to dive into that. But before I do, can you just share a little bit more about your background and how you found yourself in the travel industry?
Okay, how many hours we have now?
Right.
I'll do it in 2 minutes. So basically, I've been in the industry probably for over 35 years. I found myself in from a very bad situation and made it a great situation because I love to travel. So always go by your passion. So if you're a travel agent listening to this, you know you have to be passionate. And you can find more details, of course, on my website. But I built Elite Travel as one of the fastest growing companies in the country very quickly. We did destination weddings, we did honeymoons, we did everything. And then through the years, it was rewarding, but not rewarding enough. So then I built Task. And Task is the travel agent success kit, as you know, and I really help travel agents build their business to greater levels. So I think that's now where my passion has grown in the last 10 years.
That's super cool. That's really awesome. And now you're getting into the ChatGPT space and sharing this with advisors. So, but I always have to stop really quick though, because can you explain what AI and ChatGPT is for those who maybe have heard it, but they never really knew what it was?
Well, I'm going to start by saying that my son was over here and he's 31. He goes, Mom, you really need to know ChatGPT. And I'm like, huh? And then I said, I'm a show me person. Okay. Just like you are, Stephanie, I know you. You are show me. I can tell you all the time, but you got to show me. So he turned on his computer and then he started looking like, remember back in the day when we were working like on beta, like prompts, the back end of a computer, like all this, like coding. I'm like, what? I'm not going to learn that. And he goes, no, this is the back end I've learned. And this is the beginning stages. That was a year ago. That was a year ago when we weren't where we are now. And people are sitting here going, well, what is she talking about? Okay. Imagine I had to break this down as much as possible. Okay. And I figured out the way to do so. Imagine Google and you ask Google anything you want. Google, where's the best restaurant to go to? But it'll just give you an option of your nearby area. Now imagine asking Google to expand on that, to create it for you, to create a menu for you, to create an entire experience for you. See, I call AI an experience and a journey that you can build with any business. It's not just travel. It is a journey. And I know this because I put it to the test. I've worked on it. And basically, if you give it and prompt it, you have to talk to it as though it's a person. I know it sounds crazy. I have to really be nice to it. Okay, so it's like you're talking in the computer. It's not like you're buying like a cup of coffee and you're talking to it or a phone. I mean, the first time you guys had an iPhone, you were terrified of it. I'm terrified of this, but now it's learning who I am. And what it's doing, Stephanie, is you have to learn how to talk to it and prompt it. So I have to be nice to it. So just like you talk to Siri. So now in the beginning, I have to prompt it and say, you are the expert in this. And whatever you tell it to do, it will create it for you up to limitations.
That's really cool. I love how you have to be nice to it. And it's like, it's talking to a robot, but it's fun. Like I love getting in ChatGPT.
Well, a couple things that I taught you how to do, I'm sure you took off with it, right?
Yeah, it was fun. I know. It's so cool. It's insane what it can do. And I know we'll talk about that. So I'll hold off. I'll pause on that. But what can ChatGPT do for you now as either like a startup or, if you're already in the travel industry, how can people be using it?
Oh my God, there's so many ways. So I went to a 2-day course and I did it because I wrote you an email yesterday. Do you remember what the first 4 words were on that email?
Well,
Besides, hi, Stephanie, how are you?
Yeah, but I was like, hi, Stephanie, how are you? I remember it had tons of information, like a ton, which made my life extremely easy.
But the first thing it said was, don't get left behind.
Yes. Yep.
Don't get left behind. I don't know who this audience is. It could be all travel agents, but then sometimes, other people pop in. Please do not get left behind. Do you remember the days that we had cell phones and you guys were all, nah, I don't need it. I'm so good on my landline. Where are you now? Who has a landline? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. You have to jump on this bandwagon. So with that said, I use it every single day. So what I did yesterday, just to prove a point, I wanted to prove as though I'm a brand new travel agent, or I could be an experienced agent, or I could be David and have Travelify. And all I want to do is revamp everything that I have on my website as far as who I am, the content, and start doing some advertising and marketing, right? And I'll tell you what AI does. AI, first of all, scares people, okay, because they don't know what artificial intelligence is. In order for you to have artificial intelligence, somebody had to be behind it. So nobody came from Mars and created something and, we're using this now. So, and it's also not up to date. It's only until 2021. So we still have a lot more progress and still work to do. Do not be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of it. Like I told you, maybe we need to do a course on this. I don't know. We'll talk about it with David later on, but you cannot be afraid of ChatGPT because it's something that you will need in your life. I promise you, within a year, you're going to need it and you have to understand it. You have to be careful what courses you take. I really studied because a lot of them are scams out there and they're not teaching you the right way. But, and then of course you have to apply it to the travel business. So basically, when you first start, there's 2 versions of this. There's going to be other companies out there now that are monetizing, Stephanie, right? They're going to be like, I'm ABC company, ChatGBT. I'm XYZ company, ChatGBT, and I can help you do this and I can help you do that. Those are all copycats. They're all duplicates. They all want to copy what ChatGPT, it's all is done is taking ChatGPT's program, implement it in theirs, and maybe enhance their logo creator. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's no need. The only thing, and I did it in the beginning, I bought into something that I shouldn't have and wasted money. So what you need is the OpenAI ChatGPT. Okay, so OpenAI is the actual formal name of the company, OpenAI ChatGPT. And then when you get on, the best one is the paid version. You can play with the free one. But Stephanie, you said you were did you do the paid version?
Not yet, but I'm about to. I truly am about to though, because it's just so good. So I can't imagine it being even better.
It's only $20 a month. It takes you to an entirely different level. So what you need to do is understand that this could build anything for you, but you have to learn the prompts. The prompts are the most important thing that you have. So when you talk to it, if you're Googling something, right, and you just said restaurant near me, what are you going to get? You're going to get 1 million restaurants near you. It's the same thing. Now you're going to say, you are the expert in, what do you want it to write? You are the expert in content writing for my website. I'm building a 5-star travel agency business, and I specialize in luxury and villa and upscale concierge travel. Let's just say. It will build you an entire bio of what you have. And then on the bottom of it, you can say, please add to that I'm open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now, this is what I sent you yesterday that I did that entire thing. We're going to start from the beginning that I started with one question to it, not even a question. I prompted it, okay, to tell it. What you need to do and remember, Stephanie, is that you need to remember what it is that you're trying to create. Okay, so number 1 is what are you trying to create? 2 is what tone do you want it in? The tone of your voice. You have to express it how you want it. I'm expressing it that I want it to be a 5-star concierge luxury. I'm telling it I want it to be the cream of the top. And then you also have to tell it, I want a brief one. I want a short one. And where are you doing this? This is content and description for my website. So it has to understand, where are you posting this? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you give it that information, It gives you a plethora of everything. It gave me like 6 paragraphs. I think I sent it to you of everything about elite travel and how I'm a luxury concierge, whatever I am, right? Loved it. One little problem with that, I'm going to stop there. If I was just to take that information, I would need Grammarly or a tool to make sure that the grammar and the spelling is correct. And I plug it in there, I put the copy and paste, and it'll tell me in 2 minutes what errors are, restructure this sentence, and it'll do everything for me. So I paid for the program, but Grammarly I think is free, but it's definitely worth it. You have to clean up whatever it gives you because it's not at the point yet of perfection, but I clean everything up. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to have plagiarism. That's another thing. It cleans up things for you that you don't know that you may have in there that you need to clean up. And then with that, let's say you wrote that program. Now, let's say I need to know who's my target audience. How many thousands of dollars, Stephanie, and I'm asking you, you're asking me, I'm interviewing you now. How many thousands of dollars would even David, who owns Travelify, need, right? How much research did he do to know who your target audience is before you can advertise or market to them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's probably like 10, 15 at least.
Right. You need to go to a research company and find out, I am one of the top 5-star luxury concierge travel agents. Now I want to create an ad. But before you create an ad, you have to know who your target audience is. See, everything is step at a time as you would your normal business, except that you're prompting it. So I told it, who would be the persona? Who would be the candidate to be my clientele? Girl, this thing came out. It was the first time I did it yesterday. I was like, whoa. It gave me the person who the age group would be, 45 to 60, what their money would be like how much financial they would be, what their typical house would be like they would be married, what the husband or the wife would be doing is work or not working, where would they be living, what is the best city demographic for me, you name it. It was going and going and going and going. And I asked it one question based on what we already wrote. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Right? So how am I going to advertise if I don't know who my target audience is? Oh, but we didn't stop there. Then after I got my target audience, right, now I'd like to create an ad. So I said to it, I'd like to create a Facebook ad, create 6 ads for me for Facebook. I don't know if you saw that. I sent you like pages and pages. It created 6 ads with emojis, with hashtags, with everything. And then I said, well, that's good. Because why? Because this is brilliant and will know how to write an ad for me. Because your average person out there does not know how to write an ad. I don't know how to write an ad and I really don't care. Right? Yeah. This is why I hire people. And that I want to touch base on that too, about all these jobs being lost and all these things happening. Okay. So it makes your life easier. So now I understand it. Now it gave me all the ads. So now I have 6 different ads. On top of that, now I needed, what are those called? Headers for my ads. Can you give me about 20 headers for the ads? Gave me the 20 headers. Then I said, give me the search words if I was to put this in Google. They gave me like 100 search words in Google. Then what if I have a database, right? We're travel agents. Don't we have clients? What if we have a database? What if we want to make an announcement? What if we have a special? So I said, can you also, from what you've already written, right? You're the expert. I tell it that all the time because it knows more than me. You're the expert and you know best on writing a sales email. Write a sales email letter to my client base based on everything that you wrote above with an offer of $100 off if they book 3 nights or longer if they book within 2 weeks. Girl, it did the ad. It wrote the sales offer, wrote the sales email. All I have to do is put it in Constant Contact, MailChimp, whatever you have, and email that out. Okay. And then at that point, I could just kept going and going. I mean, I stopped at that point because it gets addictive. I hate to say it, but I could write a blog from the same exact, all I did was ask it one question, right? It was one question. And then from that, you just keep adding on to it. So it's incredible of everything that it could do. It could build your logo. It could build your entire advertising campaign. It could build photos. It could be creative. And that's what's scary right now in the world with a lot of people. You know, I know you've been, watching the news and But you asked me what it does, and I told you from the beginning to the end of what I did yesterday, just to prove a point of everything it does. And then we have a little something that we're going to give to everyone at the end of this that was created literally in 10 minutes in ChatGPT, which is incredible.
It is so incredible. I love too how you were mentioning how you can create everything. And I love how you do just talk to it. Because what I find a lot of times is when I have it do something for me, it tends to be more than I need, which is such a good problem to have. But I'll start being like, okay, can you make this into one paragraph? And then I'll be like, maybe let's do 3 sentences. Or then you just kind of like spin it. And I love how you can just keep talking to it. So I think one thing that a lot of people do is they'll get in there, try it out, and they'll be like, oh gosh, this is not it's not as easy as I think. But you have to keep talking to it. That's the thing. And then you have to figure out how to communicate what you're needing and the prompts and everything. It's really easy, but exactly like what you're saying, because that's something that I notice is you just have to kind of chat with it. Like it's a person, like you have to talk to it.
Right, exactly. And you have to do it in a way that you cannot be afraid of it. I think that is the biggest problem. When I first saw what my son was doing, I go, that's not for me. So what do you do when your kids show you something and then you got to be smarter than them? Yeah. So when they leave and they go back home, I'm like, you've researched this. I'm going to find out on my own. And that's what I did. And now I went to that 2-day class, but I didn't tell him anything. And I told him about this podcast. And I said, Jordan, I have learned so much. I actually been listening to the course that I took, right, over and every day, because I learned something else and I apply it. While I'm listening to it, I apply it. And I learn how to do the prompts. That is the key. Now, ChatGPT and OpenAI have the two of them. The 4.0 is the one you need to be in. It has something, first of all, it saves everything for you. So you don't lose everything, right? But let's assume that you do, you can save it, copy it, whatever you want to do. But ChatGPT for the 4 version, the paid version, has plugins. Now, you're going to say, what are those? I'm going to bring our cell phone as an example of what we're talking about, okay? We bought a cell phone. What is the first thing we had was the flip phone. What can you do on it? You can only talk on it, right? Well, you don't know. That was before your time, I think.
No,
anyway.
I had one. They were good, and you can text, and you had to do it like with the 3. What's that called?
Yeah.
Like T9, I think, or something.
Yeah, that was very bad because that's how I met my husband. I thought I was texting. My boyfriend's name was Roy, but I just met someone at the bar. His name was Rob, but I put it in my phone, and I thought I was texting Roy, but it was Rob. Yeah, that's not a good thing. It was the ABC, DEF, right? The whole thing. So anyway, so what happened was when you had that, it was limited, right? That's all you could do. Mm-hmm. Just imagine OpenAI that way. It's limited. It can only do so much. 2021. We're still not up to date in 2023. Okay. Then as the phone progressed, then you can do texting a little better. Then you had that other thing that slid, and then you had a whole typewriter. You could do everything on the phone, right? Then as it progressed, now you have, let's progress even further. You have photo capabilities now, right? Or you have this capability, that it just keeps growing. And every time a new phone comes out, I just bought a new iPhone because it has a better camera. Oh, it has a better this. There's always improvement and you're always buying more. So this is to ease your life, people. It is not for you to get complicated, but I'm going to say it again. Don't get left behind. Don't get left behind. Warren Buffett still has a flip phone, but I guess he doesn't do so bad as a trillionaire or whatever.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
So the most important thing is, so the plugins are almost like your apps. Imagine now you have a phone, and now we have apps on the phone that we never had before, right? When the first app came out, you were like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't know what an app is. I don't need it, right? Now it's like, oh my God, I need that app. Oh, I need that app because I didn't put makeup on today and I need to look a little better. Let me get that app. Or you know what I mean? We have Facebook apps. We have Instagram apps. We have every app for everything. You have an app for your program for Travelify. We need the apps. So that's exactly what's going on with OpenAI. But the paid version, you have plugins. When I first started with OpenAI and the plugins, you ready for this, Stephanie? There was 4 plugins. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they were like logo creating. Zapier, whatever it is. I still don't know what that does. And like 2 other ones, but very simplistic, right? There are thousands now. And that was from 3 months ago, thousands. And they come free when you get that program. So now you could do a plugin. Well, I don't know what the rest of your questions are, but I'm going to stop right there. But I'm going to tell you a couple of these plugins and how it's changing the travel industry tremendously. It's still not where it needs to be, but how it's going to help the travel agent a lot better, like right now, if they use it right now.
Let's hear it. I'm excited.
You're like, okay. So 2 of the plugins are Kayak and Expedia. 2 of the plugins are Kayak and Expedia, and you're wondering, Kayak and Expedia have plugins? Yeah, because they were the first ones to revolutionize and take all our work away, as we thought when people used to go online, right? Oh, it's going to just shut us down. We're not going to be in business anymore. The travel agents are going to be out of business because everything is online because of Expedia and Travelocity and blah, 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 everyone out there, and we're going to be out of business. You and I are talking right now to who? We're not out of business. If it did anything, it helped us because consumers are 1, they're lazy. 2, they're lazy. 3, they're lazy. As much as you think they're going to book online, but they're not going to book a 2-week European vacation online, because if they do and they mess up, they're going to be accountable. So right now, there's no accountability if anyone books online. Yes, they still book online. Yes, it's a bulk of our business, but the travel agent wouldn't still be here unless they needed us. And consumers still need a real person no matter what. My mother would never go online. She's 87. She still goes on vacations all the time. She needs somebody. Or you're 60 years old. It doesn't matter. People are lazy. They don't want to do it anymore, especially if you're competitive in your pricing. Now, so I opened it up and I said, I would like for you to, let's back up. When I first got the whole open ChatGPT, I wrote, build me an itinerary. I'm going to Greece and I want to go to Mykonos, Santorini, and Crete, and build me an itinerary. It wrote back and said, I'm not a travel agent. I cannot help you.
Yes.
Yeah, that changed. Okay, so now, sorry, in 2 months' time, it changed already, right? That's why I keep saying, don't get left behind. So now I wrote to it and I said, I put in the plugin. So I put in the Expedia plugin because Expedia, of course, has more product and everything else. So I put the Expedia plugin in and I said, there's 2 of us and it's a honeymoon and I would like to go to Santorini for 1 week. I made it simple. I didn't want to complicate the stupid thing, right? So 1 week, you're the expert, build me this program. And I hate telling Expedia it's an expert. I really do. But I went.
You're just like twitching as you're doing it, like, ugh.
But how is it helping the travel agent today? I'll tell you how. It didn't help me because I'm 30 years in business. I know how to do things a little differently. But just imagine some that don't, or that need a little help, or I don't have an assistant and I want quick help. So I said, give me a recommendation for 5-star luxury resorts, the top 3 resorts, and the pricing for these days. 3rd category room up, no airfare yet. I don't want to confuse it. Maybe I didn't want to confuse it, or maybe I didn't want to confuse me.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just do this one at a time, right? Let's start with the land first. Girl, it did it. It gave it to me. It gave me my choices. So you're saying, well, if it gave you the choices, it's going to give the consumer the choices. But you're not understanding. It gave me the choices with the link. If I want to book it, link here and you could book it. Okay. But a consumer still needs the accountability. It just helped me know, what did I tell you in the beginning? What is this like? It's like Google. Google is going to give me the same thing, but this is going to give me more options now. It's going to give me a price. It's going to give me the exact hotel. It's honing it in. It's like, you're asking Google this, now you're getting this. And from that, I said, oh, I can copy and paste this if I needed to. Oh, I can put this whole description in Travelify if I wanted to do that. All I have to do is take out the Expedia link. I'm giving the consumer 3 choices. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's helping to, I think this is really great too, because this really helps a lot of the new agents in the industry, especially with that. Because I see it all the time on different Facebook groups where someone's like, hey, have you been here? Like, where do I go? What I have a client asking, and this can help you with that. It can help narrow it down so then you can actually do your own research on top of it. But it really takes out a lot of clutter, I feel like.
Right. And then I expanded on it, that little expansion thing where it says regenerate, whatever. So I said, I need to find the hotel with the best reviews that's 5-star in the best beach location. I killed this thing. It was like, I put it to the test. And I said, and I needed to have a restaurant that serves Wagyu.
And it's like, how would you have found that?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. It found it. And then I said, when I go on, I picked a date that was like a month out. When I go then, can you make me reservations at this hotel? We cannot make you reservations, but here's a link. But it gave me a link to that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I wanted to, I could expand on it, and then I could make reservations with OpenTable. It would do everything that I wanted to do. But what I'm trying to get at is use it to your benefit for right now. Use it to your benefit. Trust me. I cannot say whom. Stephanie, but I'm telling you right now, it is a huge tour operator. It is the only tour operator right now that's going to be bringing AI and bringing it to the travel agent to use. So instead of your little chat box in the front of your home screen of your website, when you ask, I think you guys have it, don't you?
Yeah, we have like a chat, like live chat in there.
You have a live, but it's a real person.
Yeah, but you can also look up, it'll try to give you like FAQs. So it tries to figure out like what you're asking.
Right, but that's a chat. It's not an AI yet.
Correct, yeah. The company that we use has it, but we haven't put it in yet, but the company has it though. So it's becoming a thing.
Okay, so now this company is implementing it in that, and they're going to be doing like a white label for your company, this tour operator, which no tour operator has a white label other than host agencies. We're not talking host here. We're talking a tour operator, and all the documents and everything come with your name on them. They're amazing. And I can't disclose it yet because we have an NDA. I can't say who, but I'm going to tell you, it's stupid. It's like they're putting millions of dollars in this program. So when a consumer, and you promote them to come to your website, you will bring it up to a point where it'll say, yes, I can help you with that. I found you this and this and this resort for the best pricing. Let me have an agent call you. And that's it. But it'll give the consumer some feedback, especially if you're busy and you want to build an advertising and you don't want to hire 20 people. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's amazing where we're going with this.
I know. And it's growing so fast. And I think I was thinking that like right when you started talking about that I think that's the next step that we're going to start seeing is companies have, because the support, the company that we use, it's called Intercom. And so we've used them for a long time. They do our like FAQs, and they do have a thing like where if you type a certain like keyword, it'll be like, is this what you're looking for? So it tries to intuitively think, but they came out with an AI bot, but we haven't implemented yet because it's really new. But I'm like, oh, this is going to be a common thing within a year, like very common. There's a lot of very large companies already implementing it already too.
I would have Dave call them and become like a beta test for them.
Yeah, and that's what it's really fun. So if you use Intercom, so if anybody listening uses it, you can upload your help center into it. So this would be kind of weird because a lot of agents might not be using this, but we actually could test it. And it was a little, I will say that it answered a couple questions really well, but then it also totally would have led somebody down the wrong path. So it has some work to do, but it's really cool because then you also have to factor in our help articles. They're not good enough to respond to it. So now we have to overhaul and do things. So I think you're going to start seeing that. And even a company like us could have it.
What you're saying right now, you said a key thing. It wasn't like exactly what it was. That's why spend the $20 a month, because it's going to give you those plugins. So if you want to perfect things, you want to do things a little differently, you can it's like saying, but they're free now. I'm sure later on, I guarantee you it's going to be like apps, right? Wasn't every app free? Now you got to pay for this app, pay for that app. Oh, $3.99 a month. So I think right now that's why those are in. So when I wanted to create this ad with what I showed you and I put everything in and I said, create an ad for me, I wanted to know who is the top luxury travel agency that is similar to me, to what I'm trying to create and this persona that I can follow or emulate that has at least, I don't want to say 150,000 followers because that could be all fake, like 15,000 followers. And there's a tool called AdSpy. And it tells me that name of who that company, which I never heard of. And I put it in and it created an ad similar to theirs, what works for them, and it gave it to me. It's pretty crazy. It's crazy. Like you're saying, all the tools that are out there. Now, do I think it's going to take jobs away? No. I think the jobs that are going to be taking away will probably be the people that you travel agents don't even use. And I'm saying this because I use it. You're still trying to do your own social media. You're still trying to write your own content. There's professionals. This is what I teach in Task, Stephanie, right? I'm blue in the face. I tell them, your job is to do travel. That's why you have Travelify, to simplify your life. So you can put everything in there and look professional and look like amazing when you do 76-page proposals. Your job is not to try to create this and put it together. It was there, put there to make your life simple and to help you sell and to help you build. And that's what I teach every day in my classes. And I give them the tools and I teach them all that. And what do? They leave my class and they go, oh, I just posted this thing on Facebook and I try to do my own social media. And I'm like hitting my head against the wall going, and that took you 2 hours to do when you could have hired somebody, right, to do it. Like,
money is time.
Use Shopify that's going to take you maybe 45 minutes to put together versus your 4 hours if I had to put that together, right? And pull everything from everywhere. And it's still not perfected like yours. So they don't get it. They don't get the ease and the simplicity of it. But now, because they don't hire people, you and I know this, now they could use this as a help option. Is it going to lower people in social media? No, because what they're going to be doing is using it more too. When you hire somebody to do your social media, they use this every day. They've been using it.
Mm-hmm. That's a crazy thing. I see it all the time on TikTok, how people are like, this is their side job, like to make extra money is writing blogs or reviews. And they're literally using ChatGPT or social media and they're using it. So why don't you just use it? So
well, like the blogging, perfect. I could write a blog. I know people are listening going, she's full of it. There's no way. I could actually say, this is the prompt. Ready? You are the expert in writing perfect blogs for travel to Bali, Indonesia. Please write a blog as though I was there, enjoying my stay and sharing my experience to my 5-star luxury clientele. Use the tone of, whose tone are we going to use? Use the tone of, we said this before, Richard Branson.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? So it'll write it to me and say, ahoy, mates. Just came back from this experience in Bali, Indonesia, whatever. It'll write it. Literally, I'll watch it. Tell me it's not true in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I mean, how fast does it do it, Stephanie?
Oh, so fast. Like, yeah, it takes not even 30 seconds. I feel like it's just every once in a while, it'll be like a little bit like thinking, but it goes instantly, like very quick.
So this thing that I'm giving, that ultimate travel guide, I was doing my course, right? It's a 2-day course that I took. And at this point, I think in the first hour, I was like putting my head down going, I am so confused. I'm so lost. I don't know what I'm doing. This is too much for me, right? And then as it progressed, it got worse. Really big. You can't make it up. And me, who I love this kind of stuff, I was so lost. So I put it to the test. I recorded it. I did it slower. I did it slow. So then I said, okay, I am really going to learn this. I really want to learn it. So it said, if you are a teacher, right, and you want to do a course for a classroom or for a curriculum, or you want to do it for, and I said, oh, I'm a teacher. Okay. And do it as a course. Oh, I could do that. Let me try it. I kid you not. I said, do a course, because I'm around since before 2021. So remember, it's got to find the intelligence in its data bank of everything that we existed until 2021. Remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's important to remember.
I want you to put together a travel agent course of everything that I would be teaching in task, the Travel Agent Success Kit, in my course, and explain it in descriptive of exactly what I teach in my class. Girl, I was sitting there like this for like 5 minutes. And at 10, I said 10 modules. It kept on coming out, spitting out.
Yeah, sometimes it keeps coming and you're like, oh my God.
Right? Like, stop. Like,
You're
wait,
like,
I gotta read it.
have enough.
It was spitting out. And I go, make an offer with that. And it did. I go, and I was wondering, and I'm reading it, right? And I go, how does it know about me? How does it know that I teach that? How does it know that I do that? I was like so blown away. It was on point. And you know why? Because I gave it the website. I gave it the name. It pulled it from that. Now, if I put in there, make it like a Carnegie class, or like, you know, if we had if it was an attorney doing it, it would be different, because I could say, do it as though it was going to, you know, this law or Stetson University. It would be different. You could say it how you want it. Then I took that whole thing, went into Grammarly, and then fixed it up, and you got the final product. Tell me what you think. Like, right?
Yeah, it's insane. It's really cool. And so perfect. Where can people get this? And I know there's a link and I'll post it in the show notes. But
I just gave that to you, not to, like, if you had any more to ask, but I did that for you to know, like, you could do anything. Could do anything.
You know what I love though? I've seen this so many times. Like, this is how you know ChatGPT is really good, because like how you put together like this whole, you know, like course and everything. And then we had somebody do a webinar a couple weeks ago, and they're like, I pretty much got all my jumping off points from ChatGPT, and no one's afraid to admit like, this is where it came from. Like, I'm glad I put it together, but it was really ChatGPT. Like, I love, that's when you know something's good. Like, this is really game changing, truly, truly game changing.
And use it to simplify your life. You know what I'm saying? Use it to do that. And, you know, like I'm going to be teaching it in my courses now. I'm going to do it as part of the curriculum. I'm going to do like maybe step 1, you know, I have 2 task courses, and I think I'm going to do it as that. And I think I'm going to do it as a second one, because I really think it's necessary. So I have to continue my education on it. But it's funny, because when you and I get together, I'm like, Stephanie, let me show you this. And I just teach you. I sit there and I go, let me show you this. Let me show you that. How many times do I just send you things random? And I'm like, you got to learn how to do this.
It's great. It helps. It's like you're out there doing the hard work and just giving me the easy stuff. I'll take it, you know? Definitely send it my way.
Like I said, don't get left behind, because this is the time to get in before it gets so complicated where you really don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And before we wrap up too, where can people get like more info, find you, you know, where can they locate you at?
The best place for me, I mean, I do have TammyLevent.com, and I do give away some free books, but the best way is the Travel Agent Success Kit. And there's nothing on there that's written by AI. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, anything, the whole thing.
I did it way before that and I had to pay thousands of dollars. But the ultimate travel guide is one you could download there, which Stephanie's going to give you that information. And the other one is Building a Business with No Money, that they can also download the book. But I'm on there, Tammy Levent, of course, and I have my courses. I'm speaking. I'm pro Travelify. Like, you have no idea. You guys are my favorite. And this is not endorsement. I was not paid to do this.
Yeah, we didn't pay her.
But two industry things that have changed my life forever and have made my life easier has been Travelify and ChatGPT.
That's awesome. That's like the greatest quote of testament. Right? That's so good. I swear we did not tell her to say that. This is not edited in. This is real.
No one coerced me. No one paid me off, especially ChatGPT.
Yeah. Oh, so awesome. Also, note too that I'll put the link to OpenAI ChatGPT in there, and then you'll be able to find the free version and the paid version in
don't
there.
forget, once you're in, and you know what, and give them my info if they have questions, because I know in the beginning. Also, remember the paid. Play with the free one first.
Yes.
Right. Play with that first. See how you like it. But I'm telling you, you're going to want the plugins to work. A little hint before that. Please, when you get the paid version, you could download the plugins. You can only work on 2 plugins at a time. Then you have to delete them and you can download them again. Only 1 plugin. You cannot install, because you can never uninstall it, is the translation one.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you download the translation, let's say you're writing something in Spanish and English and you downloaded it, now you're only stuck with 1 plugin because you cannot undo what you did with the translation one.
Okay,
These
that makes
glitches
sense. Yeah.
that I read about too, AI glitches. So I read and I'm like, oh, well, they need to fix that. You know what I mean? So
that's actually a really good point, that this is still new and evolving. So there might be glitches, because I think, and you already said that at the very beginning, is everything you get that it pumps out, just run it through Grammarly, like check it out. Like, just because there still could be mistakes. It's still evolving. But at the end of the day, it's amazing though.
it is. And you know what? It gets so addicting that you just want to play all day. Like I have created about 50 ads about my giveaway that I'm doing for that we do the giveaways for travel. And I did at least 50 of them in all different varieties and everything. And I said to myself, this was yesterday. And I said, if I had to pay someone to do this, if I had to take the time to do this, how much time would it be, right? So make your life easy and don't get left behind.
Don't get left behind. Just a little anecdote that I'll throw in, that not travel related, but I love using it for recipes. Like I will tell it what I have and it'll give me recipes. Yeah. So you can just say like the ingredients you have, and then like, I want it vegetarian or quick and easy or healthy. And then it's amazing. It's so cool.
Oh my God, Stephanie, I had no idea. You didn't tell me that. See, you and I need to chat more and share our AI experiences.
I know. Just all food. When you look at my stuff, it's either travel related or like about food is pretty much what all
you and I should create a Facebook page just for a group for.
Yeah, like the things that you find on it, because that's true.
AI.
Yeah, because if you don't know what to ask, you're not going to get it. So other people will figure it out. So share it. That's really cool. So I love that. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. I'll put all those links too in the show notes here. But thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the Lounge with Travefy Academy. And of course, thank you to our special guest, Tammy, for joining us here today. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast or subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of the latest episodes. And we hope you enjoyed our conversation today and join us again. But for now, stay safe and we'll catch you on the next flight.